Let's see if I can even record this video. You gonna come in? You gonna distract me? Oh, don't do that. No. Oh, God. You are so chunky. You're just gonna... What are you doing? Look at the baby. Look at the baby. I love you. Look at you. You know, you just farted. Great. Maybe not. Well, anyways, welcome to my Cool Shirtz Retrospective, where I'll be talking about my experience with cool shirts. And I may not have any expertise in regards to clothes or fashion, but I have spent $1,022.75 on this company within the past 5 years. And this is totally not me having an existential crisis on the fact that I spent $1,022.75 on this company instead of something more meaningful or useful. And this is totally only a public service announcement for my fellow internet friends so they can have another opinion to look at as to whether or not they want to buy clothes from this company or not. And this is totally not me freaking out over every decision I've ever made ever. But yeah, let's talk about if I regret it or not. Fuck.
My name's Scott, and I'm a designer here at Cool Shirtz.
Use mofo for 10... No!
You really have to do it to him by going to shirtswithaz.cool.
But before we go into the actual video, I feel like I should lay down some ground rules. So that way we're all on the same page as to what to expect. Thing number 1, I am not an expert on clothes. Emphasizing, I am not an expert on clothes. In fact, I am actually quite lazy in regards to taking care of my clothes. I don't really stress it unless it's super expensive. So sometimes I don't exactly follow the wash instructions. And if you see something doesn't really look as quality as you think it should, blame me first. Just please blame me and not the company. If I have an actual issue with the quality of something, I will say something. Thing number 2, this is a review on the clothes themselves, not the company. I in no way, shape, or form have done any research on the company, about the owner, or who's affiliated with the company. All I am talking about is my experience with the clothes. So for any reason they've done something wild, I'm not affiliated with it at all. Just putting that out there, just in case. And thing number 3, a lot of these clothes are limited edition. So the clothes aren't really fast fashion. They're not coming out with clothes all the time, but they'll come out with collections. So if you find something you like, you go on the website and it's no longer there, apologies. And thing number 4, my stats. I am about 5'2" and 170-ish pounds. And I say this because if you do decide to end up buying from them, you can see how the clothes fit me and maybe gauge as to whether or not you want to wear the same thing. But yeah, let's go. So the first shirt I've ever owned from Cool Shirtz is the Nature Longsleeve. I have owned it for about 3.5 years. You are supposed to wash it cold and hang to dry. And I've definitely washed it warm and dried it warm. And that's probably why it looks the way it looks today. It's overall still great. For the time that's passed and for the amount of times I've worn it, it's great. I like that it's not that see-through. I feel like a lot of shirts that are white that you get from Walmart or Target, they're very see-through, so you have to wear wear an undershirt underneath it. But I don't with this, which is great. Most of the shirts I don't have to, which is great. Overall, the design has not faded at all, even from the terrible care I've given it. But it definitely has some qualityness-ish issues with it. It's definitely beading, the color's flimsy, and on the design itself, you can almost see white scruff on the design from the white shirt. The white also looks really white on camera, but it's actually kind of a off-white now. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this shirt. I love it. So the next shirt is the Hydrated Longsleeve. I bought it at the same time as the Nature one. So it's basically the same specs. I've owned it for about 3.5 years. You're supposed to wash it cold and hang to dry. I have definitely dried warm and washed warm. I've washed warm then dried warm. And yeah, it's basically the same thing. There's a little bit of beading of the shirt, but it's still very soft. Color's a little flimsy, but it's not bad. There is some threading here and there. But yeah, it's still overall very comfortable. I don't have to worry about an undershirt when I wear it. And the design is still very like good. Like it hasn't cracked, it hasn't ripped, it hasn't torn. It looks still just as fresh as the day I bought it. So I like this shirt a lot. It's nice. I will say if you are a bit more clumsy, a bit more messy, perhaps, you may want to aim towards clothes that are darker colored or have crazier patterns than lighter color shirts, because if you get something and it's easy to stain and you stain it, there's no wearing it again. It just looks stained and gross. Like for example, this one. I'm still gonna wear it because I like it so much, but I got this random grease stain on it and I don't know where it came from. I don't remember the stain. It's just there. So it's like, heh, great. But I mean, nonetheless, I'm still gonna wear this shirt. I like it a lot, so. But anywho. So next is my Graveyard Longsleeve shirt. I've also owned this for about 3.5 years. It is a separate order though. You are supposed to wash it cold and air dry it. And I've definitely washed it warm and dried it warm. And I'm just impressed with the fact that even though I have definitely did not take care of this correctly, it still looks great. I mean, it's still really soft to the touch. There isn't really any like beading or anything at all. And there is some like wear in the design, but it's not bad. Like it's still very wearable. Also, it glows in the dark. So yeah. And when I say it glows in the dark, it glows in the dark. Like some companies, it's kind of a gimmick. Like if it glows in the dark, you go into it at night, it shows for a bit and that's it. This will glow. I have worn this shirt to like Halloween walks and absolutely stand out because I am wearing a glow in the dark shirt, and it will stay lit for most of the walk and I will be the target, and it's hilarious and I love it. Like this shirt is just so good. When Cool Shirtz says their stuff glows in the dark, it glows in the dark. For real, it's so good. The next shirt is the Corporate Turtleneck. I have owned this for about 3 years. You are supposed to wash it cold and air dry it, and I did absolutely do that. Because I've spent a little more money on this, I wanted to make sure to take good care of it, and I will say, if you are going to buy something a bit more expensive, pay attention to how the string is like threaded through the shirt. I'm gonna use the hoodie I'm wearing as a comparison. So when you are looking at the hoodie, the string is sewn a lot tighter. So if for some reason something scrapes across your shirt or your hoodie here, it's gonna less likely get caught on anything and like ruin the stitching. But something like this shirt where it's not as tight in there and it's kind of poking out of the shirt, or it's kind of like thicker on the shirt, just kind of the way it's designed, it's a lot easier to get something caught into it if something kind of scrapes across it, and you have a higher chance of ruining a shirt like this. And I say that because I did do that. I don't know how. I just one day looked down and saw there was a string just kind of loose on it, which was really disappointing because I spent money, like a solid chunk of money on it, and it was now no longer wearable. So with that in mind, I contacted customer service and I was like, this sucks, I don't know what to do. Obviously I was a lot nicer about it, but yeah. They were just like, oh yeah, we can like just give you a refund or return if you wanted to. But eventually what I tried to do, which it worked, yay. If you flip the shirt inside out and you get like a pair of tweezers, you can find where the issue is and like just very lightly pull on this side. And you have to be very careful. But if you do it, you can possibly fix the shirt. And that's what I did, I fixed it. So I fixed the shirt and I was like, you know what, actually, I think I fixed the issue myself after messing with it. Thank you for your time. And even though I ended up fixing the shirt and I got no return or refund, they gave me $70 in AUD credit anyways. What? I was just very surprised on the really good customer service. I feel like they overall responded pretty quickly. And this did happen a while ago. This happened in 2020. well, I think it was like late 2020. I don't know. Point being, just because who knows who's working there now, it's not going to be a guarantee they're going to do the same thing for you. It's probably going to be a case-by-case basis. But at least from my experience, I can happily say that if you do end up buying something from them and you're confused or need help, chances are I feel like they would take care of you pretty well. But yeah, besides the fact that I am now very paranoid about the embroidery of this shirt, I still love it, like a lot. Like, the quality is amazing, it feels soft, the little turtleneck part is very cute, it's very comfortable on me, and I love it, it's great. So the next shirt is the money shirt. I have owned this for about 3 years. You're supposed to wash it cold and hang to dry. I have dried it cold though. Yeah, you can clearly see on some of the designs how it is kind of worn and torn over time. So it's not as crisp as the day I bought it, but the design is clearly still there and it still looks like a design. It's just in hindsight, I don't know why I bought this shirt. I think I just thought it was funny having Chad and Max stick their middle fingers, haha funny. And the misspelling, I bought this shirt to give Chad and Max money. The little, I like pocket tees, so maybe I was drawn to like the pocket part. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, it's like, you still don't need to wear an undershirt wearing the shirt. Like the shirt's mostly opaque. There is beading that is more obvious compared to other shirts, but it's still like comfortable. It's very soft. I would still wear it. Despite the cracking some of the designs, I like it a lot. So my next shirt is my death metal hoodie. I've owned it for about 2.5 years. You're supposed to wash it cold, hang to dry. I have washed it cold, dried it on cold or low. And I'm going to just go ahead and say this is my favorite piece from Cool Shirtz I've ever had. Just straight up. The design is very embroidered in a tight way. It's very hard to mess it up unless you're really messing with it. And I would even say, even with some of the threading issues that are beginning to show, it almost adds to like the chaoticness to the shirt. So it's not like it's ruined. I could still wear this just fine. I also really like clothes that are darker because I am kind of clumsy, so if I do get some kind of mess on it, I know it's not going to stain. So it still looks fresh to this day. With how I've taken care of it, I'm pretty sure it's the reason why. It's definitely not as soft as it used to be, but it's definitely still soft. And it is definitely thick where if you wear this like in the spring or the fall and it's kind of chilly, you're gonna be fine. Or at least I am. I know I'm gonna be fine. So yeah, overall, I really like this hoodie. It is my favorite and I wear it all the time. So the next shirt is the Sword Longsleeve. I have owned this for about 2.5 years. I have washed it cold and dried it cold when you're supposed to wash it and then air dry. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say besides the fact that I also very much like this shirt. It's pretty similar to the Graveyard shirt I got. There's like no beading whatsoever, very soft to the touch still. And like the design on it it's worn a little, but it still looks great. And also, it glows in the dark. And when it glows in the dark, it glows in the dark. I have nothing else to say. It's a good shirt. It's a very good shirt. I like this a lot. So the next shirt is the Heresy Crop top. I have owned this for about 2.5 years. I washed it cold and dried it cold when you're supposed to wash it cold and air dry. So again, because of that, there is some beading on it. And it's kind of similar to the Nature Tee. So after time, it kind of scuffed some. So like where the design is, it still looks great and bright and colorful, but if you look close enough, there's a little bit of like white hairs coming out of it. So it looks a little aged, but I mean, again, I didn't really take care of it super duper well. So that's that. And it does have embroidery on it. There's like little embroiderment decorations on it. And it's also very tightly knitted in there. So I feel like it's less likely to fall apart. And even now it still looks mostly really fresh. There's nothing much. Some shirts, I don't know, some shirts, they really blow me out of the water. Other shirts, I like them. Like they're good qualities, they're soft, and there's nothing much else to say. So, yeah. Okay, so the next thing is the happy ending set. I did buy the hoodie separate from the pants and the hat, but nonetheless, I've owned it all for about 2 years. And just the hoodie and the pants I have washed cold, dried cold when you're supposed to wash cold and hang to dry. The hat, I have no notes. Love it. I love the bright yellow in contrast with the black. I love all the cool designs on it. Like, it looks great. The embroidery still looks good. I have no loose threading. It's great. Love it. The hoodie. Also really love. I love, again, all the chaoticness all over it. I love the yellow with the black and the white and the bright blue. It's also glow in the dark. Very awesome. I would say my only nitpick is the rubber patch that's on the hoodie. It's on the arm, and I like the variety patches all over the hoodie. It makes it look very dynamic and cool. Take a shot every time I say cool. But I'm kind of clumsy, so I've noticed I'll like accidentally bump my arm against a person or bump my arm against a wall or something, and it just kind of gets stuck because it's rubber. Because of that, I broke a little piece of the F off of the don't forget to smile part of the patch. But yeah, overall it still looks really great. And yeah, I overall really like the hoodie. It's still very bright yellow, it fits, it's soft, and it's just well designed. And then there's the pants, which I do wish these fit me a little better. They're just kind of tight around the upper half of my lower half of my body. So like my thighs and my my bottom area, but like knees down, they fit just fine. But it's also kind of baggy. Just make sure to check the measurements before you actually buy. There's also the fact that I've washed the pants more than the hoodie. And you can probably even tell on camera that the hoodie is still like a nice pretty yellow and the pants are very washed looking, which is not great, which I know I did that myself. But be aware of that if you're gonna own a set of things. I learned the hard way. All right, so the next piece is the You Died Hoodie. I've owned it for about 2 years, and I've washed cold, dried cold when you were supposed to wash cold and hang to dry. And I really wish I actually followed the instructions on this one. So you could probably tell even on camera, when I first got this hoodie, the red was just as red as the cuff. But because of how I washed it, I didn't follow the instructions, it's a lot more faded compared to the cuff. Which, it's not a problem, like you can still see the design just fine, like it looks cool, but it's definitely faded, and I wish it wasn't as faded. Like when I first got this, it was gorgeous. Not only that, I don't really gravitate towards this hoodie as much as this one or the other hoodies I have from Cool Shirtz. It's definitely a thinner material, and after washing, again, it could be on me, it's not as soft. So just something to consider. Maybe it's just something with the material. I think the material's jersey, but I, again, could be wrong. So just make sure to double check everything if you actually are wanting it. So next is the Ghoul Aid shirt. I have owned this for about 2 years. And again, I did not really take care of it well. I should not have dried it on cold. And again, I really wish I took care of it. Because I mean, this is basically a piece of like Cool Shirtz history. There is no getting this again. I mean, it's very limited edition, and I wonder why. It sucks that the design is just like cracked to hell. But yeah, I just like this shirt. I've had people stop me on the street and go, haha, that's hilarious. But yeah, I like this shirt. I wish I took care of it better. And yeah, it's still really soft. I have no other notes than that, so anywho. So the next ones I actually bought for my sister, either for her birthday or for the holidays. She has the Care Tee, the Ramen Tee, and the Happy Ending hoodie herself. I asked her after all this time how she likes her clothes, and she has no notes. She has had nothing wrong happen to them, and she still likes them. So just figured I have more than one opinion for this video. I have hers, I guess, as well, and she also likes what she has. So, yay. So next is the Nocturne Hoodie. I've had it for about half a year, and again, I've washed cold, dry cold when I'm supposed to wash cold, air dry. I have no notes. This is my second favorite piece I've owned from Cool Shirtz, hands down. For one thing, the black on the black with like the embroidery, It's gorgeous. It's chef's kiss again. I love it. It's very similar to the Happy Ending hoodie, so it's got like a variety of patches on it too. And these patches I feel like are less likely to get screwed over compared to like the Happy Ending hoodie where you have to be careful about the rubber. But yeah, it's still very soft. It's still very comfortable. Oh, it's also got little horns on it. So you can have little horns on your head when you wear it. It's probably a little childish, but whatever. I like it. It's cute. I love it. I love it so much. It's great. So next is the Dark Mage Tee. I've owned this for about half a year, and I have dried it on cold when you're supposed to air dry this as well. And it's probably just because I haven't owned it as long as the other shirts. Because with the other shirts, sometimes, especially if it's like a larger print like this, it starts to crack or whatever. But this hasn't cracked whatsoever. It looks like the day I bought it. Like, it's still soft as ever. It's not beaded at all. The purple tie-dye looks amazing. And I overall really have no notes, except for one thing. It's such a small nitpick, but it's interesting. As someone that's used like Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, just programs where you can create pictures, I've noticed a lot of weird things that I feel like should have been fixed before even printing these. Like, for example, if you look up close to the face of the Dark Mage here, you see like the chin line and you see its thumb. You would think the thumb would be in front of the face, but for some reason the chin line is in front of the thumb. And you can kind of see that throughout the shirt, like the ear here. You see how like there's like a weird thing where the white goes a little bit into the ear here when like the ear should just be attached to the head. And there's also this part of the ear where it's not attached here either. It's just slightly poking out when it should definitely be a part of the ear. Oh, I just noticed another one. You really look hard enough, you just keep finding them. So clearly the electricity is in front of the guy's head, like from the wand. And if you look close enough, there's a lining of the head that just goes in front of the wand. And you just kind of see small little things like that throughout the shirt. And it's kind of weird because it's like, especially if you're paying for a higher quality shirt, you probably shouldn't be seeing stuff like that. But yeah, I did find the small nitpicks interesting. So now the final item I'm going to talk about. It's not the final piece of clothing I have from Cool Shirtz. I'll talk about the other stuff I have in a moment. But this is the final thing I own that I've had for a while. And it's going to be the Dragon Jacket. I've had it for about half a year now. And you're supposed to wash it cold and air dry. I'm not doing that. Like, this thing's expensive. It's expensive. So God forbid I wash it and like the embroidery or the velvet or something just gets ruined. I will be dry cleaning this, all right? I'm dry cleaning it. And I haven't done any cleaning yet because I haven't really worn it enough to do the dry cleaning. But nonetheless, I'm gonna do that anyway. But yeah, I love this jacket. The attention to detail is great. Like, just the dragons on here embroidered very well, sewn very well, and it's tight too. So like, you know, you can graze across it and it's not like gonna instantly get ruined. Love it. The design on the back, love it. It's cute. I just kind of love that cutesy kind of thing. I can't help it. Anyway, the velvet feels soft. I like it. The zipper, it's also a little skull. And even like down the line of the zipper, it's just a whole bunch of tiny skulls. How freaking cute. And then like on the inside, it's got this cute little cloud wisp thing. It's got its own custom tag with the little dragon on it, which is also very cute. It's got an inside pocket. It's got pockets on the outside. It's also very thick. I really like this jacket. I love this jacket. It's great. So now to wrap up the video, I thought it would be fun to do an unboxing of a Cool Shirtz order. Just so you can see what it looks like when you actually, you know, order from Cool Shirtz. The only thing is, the footage is a little dated. So I originally ordered it like in the springtime of 23 when they had their Play Cool collection. And I didn't unbox it until July because I've been so busy. And not only that, this is actually my second time filming everything. Hi, hello. It's November now. I didn't like how I filmed it the first time. I kind of came across forced, extra, loud, cringy. It just wasn't the greatest film take, whatever. So yeah, I can refilm as much as I want, but I can't really refilm an unboxing. Like, once the unboxing is done, it's done. So yeah, what I'm about to show you is from like springtime of 2023. I'm just gonna edit it the best I can. It should hopefully not be too bad, because I mean, the power of editing. Woo! So yeah, here's my most recent order. I ordered it April the 18th, and I got it April the 25th. Holy I mean, I did order the largest or the quickest shipping to see how fast it could come. And I mean, from Australia to the United States, April 18th to the 25th, wild. So yeah, I figured it'd be a kind of a fun way to end the retrospective to actually show what it looks like when you get it. I did cover my address. I also did double check everything to make sure it's good, just in case I needed to return anything. And everything's fine, so great. But anywho, let's go ahead and open it. Whee. Look at that. Look at that. I tried to make sure to put it away exactly how I got it, and this is exactly how I got it. So I got this hat. I love it. It's so cute. I also got these socks. Great packaging, per usual. Definitely goes with the aesthetic. So you can tell how good a sock is if it's like thicker in other areas. Like a plain Jane sock, it's just gonna be thin throughout the whole thing. But like here on like the top, it's a bit thinner, and then it's like thicker on the bottom. So now I own these. Huzzah. Love it. This is not a part of the Play Cool drop, but it's my first necklace I've ever gotten from Cool Shirtz. It is a little like bomber heart. It's very cute. And it has heft to it. Like, there's definitely some heftiness to it. So when you get like one or two items, usually it comes in bags similar to this, but they're like pink. Yeah, and they designed their own bags for this drop. That's so cool. So I got a fanny pack. That's so nice. It feels nice in the hands, like it's nice and soft. Zips just fine. Look at the faces. Look at the happy faces. And the angry and sad faces. It's just got faces in it. Ooh, so the bigger pocket has another pocket in that. Oh, that's so nice. And then, for the final thing I got, of course, if I got the hat, I had to get the shirt. So the thing with the shirt is, I think they announced that it's a different kind of fit, like it's a more boxy fit. The caterpillar is also beautifully embroidered on there. Looks great, beautifully sewn. So also the little like sewn detail on it, you can see it go down the shirt. And it's connected to the butterfly in the back. It's very cute. Made of coal fabric, steam, do not iron, wash cold, hang to dry. Dry clean recommended. Do not attempt to eat, do not wear while on fire. Avoid contact with knives and sharp blades. Have a cool time and be nice to your mom. Cute. The little tag it comes with. It's also very cute. I mean, it's the whole thing they're going with anyway, so. That is really cool. So now overall the question is, was it worth it? So here's the thing, right? When I heard the number originally, I had such a huge heart attack. So hearing that number, it kind of hurt. It did. But the thing is though, there's like a reason why I even got to there to begin with. And like the thing is I'm not even really like an impulse buyer at all. Like the dragon jacket was probably the closest in regards to like impulse buying, but I still like made the conscious choice of like, screw it, I should be fine. But everything I've bought has been out of purpose. It's been out of because I liked the items I saw. A lot of my clothes used to just be like Walmart, Target, Hot Topic, etc., etc. But it's like when you get something and it's self-expression because you like what's on the shirt or you like how the shirt is, there is like a specialness to that. But if you get something from like a small business, not only is there that specialness of like self-expression and liking it, it's also more unique compared to something from like Walmart or Hot Topic. And there's also just more heart to it because there is a group of artists that cared and came together and made it. I will say though, there's a bit of an anomaly with the Dark Mage Tee. Like, I don't know why those small little nitpicks are even there to begin with. But I mean, yeah, like, you see in my closet, I clearly have a lot. But a lot of it is from small businesses. And a lot of it is from Cool Shirtz. And I feel like most of the shirts I do end up wearing these days is from Cool Shirtz. So yeah, hearing the number, it's scary, but do I actually regret what I've done? No, I am very happy with my purchases and what I've done. But yeah, hopefully this video was helpful in the sense that it didn't convince. I don't want to convince, but I mean, hopefully if you have been interested in Cool Shirtz, but you don't know for sure if you wanted to or not, hopefully this video helped. Oh yeah, a couple small notes too. So if you're interested in buying from Cool Shirtz, but you're not the greatest in regards to like how much money you have at the moment, they do have Black Friday sales every year. From what I've seen for the past 5-ish, 6-ish even now years, they have definitely had Black Friday sales. And also another option's Depop. Depop will sometimes have Cool Shirtz too, and again, with it being higher quality than like Walmart or Target, as long as the quality's like new or good, it should probably be like just as good as just ordering from the actual store. Because it's the same stuff, it's just other people have owned it before. But yeah, that's my video. That's it. That's it. If you're here till the end, thank you. You took your time to invest in seeing if you would like a new creator, and I appreciate it, fellow stranger, and I hope your life is doing all right. Yeah, if you are continuing to be interested, I do have YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, and Threads. I'm probably not going to use Threads much. Maybe I will. I don't know. I will say, maybe ignore some of my earlier TikToks. They're kind of cringe. You gotta start somewhere, right? I've just been wanting to create for like my entire life since like high school, but I've always just been so self-conscious of either being too cringy or just not being good enough. But it's like, you're not gonna, you know, get anywhere unless you actually try. So here I am trying, and we'll just see where it goes. It may be cringy a little bit from time to time, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm done. And I'm very tired, and I'm gonna take a nap. Bye.